Hey guys, ADHD here. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to build the awesome Deadpool creeper house I showed you guys a couple of days ago. So we're gonna get started on this right now. As always, guys, if you actually build this, feel free to send me a picture of it on Twitter or Instagram. I would love to check it out. But anyway, let's get started. For this build, you are going to need red wool, black wool, white wool, gray wool, polish andesite, or whatever. If you have like, you can also use stone. That's another option. You could use that, or you could even use what else? Maybe light gray wool would work well as well if you don't have this block. I know some versions of the game do not have that yet. And then oak planks. Okay, so anyway, let's get started. Alright guys, and as always, if you guys feel like I might be going too fast, you can always pause or rewind the video at any point just to catch up if you need to. Heck, you can even actually put the video at 0.5 speed if you need to. That is always an option for you. But let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start off with a row of 4 or 3 red wools. It'll be 1, 2, 3, just like that. Then a spacing of 2. Then another 3 red wool, 1, 2, 3, just like that. So this is what we're starting with right now, guys. We're going to be building the rest of the house off of this. So make sure you have this correct. It is 3 red wool, a spacing of 2, then 3 red wool. And this is where our door is going to go. So that's why the spacing is there. If you're building a statue, you can just go ahead and go all the way across with all this stuff right here. Okay, next we're going to do the exact same thing with black wool. So just go ahead and mimic what you did, but with black wool on top of that. Okay, just like that. The next row, we're going to go from this side all the way to this side with the red wool. Just like this. And then on top of that, you're going to do that 3 more times. So this whole wall we just made should be a total of 6 blocks high. Alright, so it should be just like this. 1 row of red wool, then black wool, and then 4 rows of red wool, just like that. Okay, coming to the left side over right here, and we're going to be going to the back now. A total of 3 red wool will be added to the back, just like this. 1, 2, 3. Then on top of that, black wool. 1, 2, 3. And then do the exact same thing we did at the front, going up 4 rows with the red wool. And then come over this side, do the exact same thing you have done on that side. Use the red wool and make these rows, just like this. Just go ahead and mimic exactly what you have over there on that side. Okay, and then once we have this done, guys, go ahead and connect these if you'd like, just by using the red wool, just like this. And then the black wool on top of that. And then red wool all the way up. Really simple, actually. We're actually going to be removing this right now, but I know some people are going to be building this strictly for a statue. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you how to do it anyway, and then we'll remove the parts we don't need later. And then fill in the top with the red wool, just like that. So it should look like this. I'm going to go ahead and pan around right here. And again, if you're building it as a statue, just go ahead and do this. Boom. You're done. Alright, so let's go ahead and add the next leg of the creeper. Okay, so what you're going to do for the next leg is you're just going to go ahead and go from the back right here and go to the left, or actually down to the left. It's my left, but if you're looking frontwards to the house, you're going to be going back a total of 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to get your red wool on this 5th block and go to the back a total of 4 blocks of red wool. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, a spacing of 4, then 4 red wool. Then go around, go to the, or actually just do the exact same thing on this side. My screen's bugging out a bit, it looks like, for some reason. And then do the exact same thing on this side, just mimic it. And then go ahead and connect those 2 with red wool. Alright. And then on top of that, all you guys do is get the black wool and go around this whole thing just like this. I have to look at my settings in a second here. My screen keeps like bugging out for some reason. And then on top of that, go around this entire thing 4 times with the red wool. This is 1. Then 2. Then 3. I never know when they add updates to this game because like on Xbox just automatically update them, and I've been noticing there's some new blocks that weren't here before, so I'm pretty happy about that. And then on top of this, go ahead and do 1 more row of red wool, or one like layer of red wool actually, just to cover up the top as well. You're basically just copying what we just did over there, so if you have any trouble with this, just look right next to you. It's really not that much of a difference, actually no difference at all. Okay, so once you have this done, it should just be these 2 red and black striped boxes, as you can see. Pretty simple. Now we're going to get started on adding the body. Okay, so now we're going to add the body, and what you're going to do is come over to the front legs we have right here where the doors are, and what you're going to do is go ahead and go diagonal 1 block. So you can go get your polished andesite or stone, whatever you're using, and get these 2 middle blocks and go diagonal with 2 of them, just like this. And then add 2 on top of that. So essentially what we just did is add this little square, and this inner block's going diagonal. Once you've done that, go on both sides of that, and go ahead and do a row of red wool, exact same height, just like this. Alright. Then on top of next to that, you're just going to do 2 rows of the oak wood planks. And the same thing over here. Just like this. This one should have a backup so you guys can pause it if you need to copy that exactly. Then what you're going to do is we're going to be working from left to right now the whole way up. So left side, what you're going to do is get the black wool and you go 1 black wool. Then you're going to do a total of 6 red wool, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 1 black wool. Next we're going to do 2 black wool, 1, 2. 4 red wool, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 2 black wool, 1, 2. Then the next row, the exact same thing. And then the row after that, the exact same thing again. And then on top of that, you're just going to do a whole row of red wool. Then the next row is going to be 2 black wool, 1, 2. Then a 4 red wool, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 2 black wool, 1, 2. Then the exact same thing again. Alright, perfect, just like that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to be working on these sides real quick. So let's go ahead and get that done right now. Okay, so now what you want to do, now that we're on the right side right now of the body, you're going to go ahead and take this wood and you're going to bring it out a total of 3 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, same thing on top, 1, 2, 3. Then next to that, what you're going to do is go all the way up in these 2 middle blocks with just the red wool, guys. Just like that, all the way to the top. Okay. Then what you want to do is over here, you want to use the exact same thing, which is black wool. Just go all the way up with the black wool, just like that. Boom, done. Really easy. Over here on this side, the exact same thing. Just mimic that side. Just take this wood out by 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then go all the way up in these 2 middle blocks with the red wool. Just like this. And then do the exact same thing on that side. The whole row of black wool, just like this. Alright. And then now let's go ahead and add the back real quick. So for the back, what you're going to do is just go ahead and attach the rest of his belt by getting the oak planks and just attach them to one another. Just like this. And then we're going to be working from left to right again. So what you're going to do, guys, is over here, you're going to go up with the black wool until you are 1 block away from the top. Or actually, let's go ahead and add that real quick. Just go get your on top right here, get your red wool and bring this all the way across to the other side. Just like that. Okay. Then what you're going to do is on both sides, you're going to get the black wool and go all the way up so you get to that red line. Just like this. And then like this. Alright, and then this down area right here, get your red wool and do a row of red wool, just like this, row 4. Then on this side, from left to right, it's going to be 1 red wool, 2 oak planks, 1 red wool. Then it's going to be 1 oak plank, 1 stone or andesite, whatever you're using, or 2 stones. Sorry about that. Then 1 oak plank. Then it's going to be 1 oak plank, 2 stone, 1 oak plank. Then it's going to be 1 stone, 2 oak plank, 1 stone. Then it's going to be all stone, or all, I'm sorry, not all stone, all wood oak planks, just like that. Okay, so it should look just like this right now. And then once you have that done, guys, now we're going to go ahead and add his head. Okay, so for his head, guys, it's actually extremely easy. All you're going to do is get your red wool, and you're going to go ahead and get to this front area right here, the front of his body. Go along this entire top area with the red wool, and then bring this out 1 row. And then on this, we're going to add a row to this right now, and that's going to be basically his face. So just follow along with that part. It's going to be 2 red wool, 1, 2. And then it's going to be 1 black wool, and then 2 red wool, 1, 2. Then 1 black wool, then 2 red wool, 1, 2. Then the next row is going to be 2 red wool. That's going to be 4 black wool, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 2 red wool. Then the next row is going to be that exact same thing. And then on top of that, it's going to be 3 red wool, 1, 2, 3. 2 black wool, 1, 2. Then 3 red wool, 1, 2, 3. Then the next row is going to be 1 red wool, 1 black wool, 1 white wool, 2 red wool, 1 white wool, 1 black wool, and 1 red wool. Then the next row is going to be 1 red wool, 2 black wool, 2 red wool, 2 black wool, and 1 red wool. Then on top of that, you're going to do 2 rows of just pure red wool all the way through. And then once you've done that, what you're going to do is come back down to the bottom, and you're going to take what we have down here all the way until you are 2 blocks off of the back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was to actually what we added to what we had over there. So it's essentially 8 blocks, but then, 4 of the blocks are actually, connected to the body. And do the same thing on this side until you're 2 blocks off this side. And then go and connect those 2 just like this. And then go ahead and go up on both corners with 7 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, I keep falling. 7. And then you just go and connect all those tops to each other. And then I'm sure you guys know what I'm going to say to do next, but I'll go ahead and tell you anyway, in case you don't. All you're going to do is just fill in all of this area with the red wool. So just fill everything in right here with the red wool. The only thing I say you should not fill in if you're planning on making this into a house is just leave this area right here open. Just go ahead and do all of these sides and stuff with your red wool though. So I'm going to skip ahead for this because it's just going to take a second. But go ahead and pause the video and go ahead and fill all this area in with the red wool. Okay, once you've filled all of that in, his head should look just like this, all red wool everywhere except for his face. And what we're going to do now, guys, is actually add the swords and the guns that he has on the floor and stuff. And then we'll get started on the interior if you'd like to do that. Okay, so let's get started on that. Okay, guys, so for the swords, what you're going to need is you're going to need the gray wool, black wool, the polished andesite or stone, whichever you have, like I said. And then you're going to use red wool. I'm going to keep calling it stone just because it's easier to say than polished andesite every single time. So let's go ahead and get started on that. What you're going to do is come right back here to the back of his back. And you're going to get your black wool, and you're going to go down with one black wool, one gray wool, one black wool. Then from here, you're going to go up, actually, be building upwards. So it's on this gray wool, you're going to do one black wool, then one gray wool, then one black wool. Then next to that, you're going to do the exact same thing. On the gray wool, place a black wool, then a gray wool, then a black wool. And then you're just going to go ahead and turn this area right here into like a little handle just by just going to take this out, total of one. And then, that's kind of hard to explain. Let me show you again. So just add one to the black wool right here, then add one down. There you go. Kind of hard to explain, but you see what I did there. And I'll pause. You guys can pause it right here if you need to. Not really sure my screen keeps doing that. I'll try and figure that out eventually. It's kind of weird to me. But anyway, so let's do the exact same thing on this side. You're going to go use a black wool. You're going to go one black wool, one gray wool, one black wool. Then what you're going to do is the exact same thing. On the gray wool, place a black wool, then a gray wool, a black wool, and the same thing. Black wool, gray wool, black wool. Then go ahead and add one and bring one down. Just like that. Okay, now what you're going to do is get your polished andesite or your stone, and what you're going to do is come down here to the bottom, and you're going to be one block away from the bottom in the back right here, guys, and you're going to go ahead and go up with a total of 3 of the stones. So 1, 2, 3. Then what you're going to do next is go down one. So do 1, 2, 3. Then now is where we're going to change. We're using red wool so we can have the blood effect. But if you don't want, if you want to be like a PG version of the Deadpool statue, you can just go ahead and leave it a stone. But we're going to be adding the red wool for blood. So go ahead and go down like this with the red wool. 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3. Or I'm sorry, just 1, 2, just like that. There you go, right there. And again, I'll back up so you guys pause it if you need to. And then what you want to do is just go ahead and do a spacing right here of 1, and the red wool for like a dripping blood. And then right here, just going to remove this little grass area. It doesn't really matter how you do it, just kind of just a general area of grass. It kind of just makes it look like a blood puddle. Might want to play with it a bit to get it to look, good, but I'm gonna see what I can do with mine. That looks good, kind of. You just, like I said, just play around with it until you get a good, natural looking puddle, and then just split it in with the red wool. And then we're gonna do the exact same thing over here on this side. And then, I'm sorry, guys, I didn't realize I didn't do this yet. But if you guys need to, you can fill this in if you have a statue. I'm leaving it open right now because this is going to be a house, like I said. But yeah, you can fill that in if you want to, if you're just building a statue part. And then over here, what you're going to do, guys, is go and get your polished andesite or stone, and then do the exact same thing. Come to the back, one block above it, and go up with 3. 1, 2, 3. Then go down with 3, but, on this middle block, so 1, 2, 3. Then from here, we're going to switch to the red wool and do the exact same thing. Then do that one more time. And then we're going to close it off for a point, just like that. All right. And just go ahead and back up and make sure your swords are the exact same length. They should be equally length like that, and it should look like they're going across from each other. And if they don't look like they're going across each other, like mine kind of look like they might be a little bit, off, you can bring the swords down or up if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and leave mine like that for right now for the tutorial, but you can go ahead and move them, to adjust them to make them more like they're going from, handle to sword. Okay. So now we're doing that. We're doing the exact same thing. Go down one block with the red wool, just like that. And then down here to remove the area once again, just to add that little puddle effect if you need to. All right. And that's a good puddle, kind of. It's kind of hard to make a puddle-like effect, to be honest, but I'll show you the other ones I did. Those ones are actually a little bit better because I had more time to mess around with it. Let me show you them real quick. This is kind of the puddle I had for this one. I think that looks a little bit better because, like I said, I had a little bit more time to mess around with it. You guys can pause it if you need to and look at those. Okay. And now we're going to be adding the guns to this, guys, and then we'll be doing the interior, and we will be done. I actually think the swords looks pretty good, actually. I thought they were a little bit off, but now that I'm looking at them, they look pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and add the swords now. Or, I mean, the guns. Okay, guys, for the guns, what you guys actually want to do is make them kind of look like they fell on the floor randomly, but I will give you my positioning, too, if you guys want to copy that as well. So what you want to do is go to the front foot right here on the right side, and you're going to go ahead and bring this back to 4 blocks, actually. So 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th block, place a gray wool. And then from there, you're going to go to the left, a total of 2 black wool, 1, 2, 2 gray wool, 1, 2, and then 1 black wool. Next row, what you're going to do, guys, is you're going to come actually out 1 block with a gray wool. So you're going to do gray wool, then you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more gray wool, so total of 6 actually. And then 1 black wool. Then coming back over here, you're gonna go back to this position right here. You're gonna do 1 or 2 gray wool, a space, then 1 gray wool. Then the next row it's gonna be 3 gray wool, 1, 2, 3. Then the last is gonna be 2 gray wool. That's a pretty cool gun design, I think. Actually, I like the gun design a lot. I kind of just made it up on my other Deadpool statue, and I've just been kind of working with that gun design for a while actually, because I think it looks cool. All right, and now let's go ahead and add the second gun over here. Okay, so for the second gun, what you're going to do is come to the left side this time, and you want to go diagonal and then down 3 blocks. So it's gonna be diagonal, then 1, 2, 3, and right here you're gonna place a black wool. Then you're gonna do 2 gray wool, 1, 2, then 2 black wool, 1, 2, then 1 gray wool. Then coming back over to the front, you're gonna go ahead and do 1 gray wool, then go ahead and go with the, 1 black wool, then go gray wool all the way to your 1 block off, just like this. Okay, then coming back over here again, what you're gonna do is do a spacing of 2, 1, 2, then a gray wool, then a space, then 2 gray wool, 1, 2. Then the next row is gonna be from this little spacing area, 3 gray wool, 1, 2, 3. Then it's gonna be 2 gray wool, 1, 2, just like that. Okay, so now our house is actually completely done as far as the exterior goes. This is an awesome Creeper Deadpool statue. I love this thing a lot. It's just so crazy and weird, but so awesome at the same time. So now what we're gonna do, guys, we're actually going to go ahead and add the interior now if you wanted to do that. If you do not, you are done. If you hit the like video with a like, I would greatly appreciate it. But let's get started on turning this into a house. Okay, so to start the interior, what you want to start off with is just by adding a door, actually. That's pretty simple. Just go ahead and remove this dot blocks right here on our little space right here. And just go ahead and add some spruce planks. And then just go ahead and add the door. And for the interior, guys, for right now, you're just going to need some ladders, the spruce planks, and the oak planks. Okay? And once you've done that, come in and go inside. And what you're going to do, guys, you're actually going to remove all of these blocks that are right here. So just all these back blocks, you're just going to remove these. Okay? And I know it looks a little bit weird, but that's kind of what you have to do, really. Nothing really, you know, crazy about it. It's just that's how I have to do it. Okay. And then once you, ooh, geez, man. Of course I wouldn't have red wool in my inventory. Grr. All right. So once you have that done, just go ahead and come all the other side, do the exact same thing. You can go inside it if you need to try and, you know, get the exact block, you know, perfect. You just want to remove all these blocks though. Okay. And they should connect perfectly, the blocks you removed. So it should look like just one big opening like this. And then once you've done that, guys, what you actually want to do is this. You want to go out on these sides and remove these blocks to connect them and get some spruce planks and go ahead and go inside like that. Do the same thing over here. This is going to be our flooring, but we're going to do this for right now. And then go ahead and get some red stained panes or glass panes, and you're going to go all the way up with the red glass panes just like this until you get to the top. All right. And I recommend, you know, just go ahead and do it. I'm going to go and skip ahead because these things are really annoying to place, but you're just going to go all the way up with the red glass panes, guys. All right. Okay, so now we have this one done. Now we're going to do the exact same thing over here on this side real quick. Do the exact same thing. You're just going to go all the way with the red glass panes. And I've actually figured out a little bit of a better method to do it. It's actually not as slow and annoying. So I'm going to go ahead and do it this time with you guys. All right. And then once you've done that, it should look just like this. Now what you're going to do, guys, just go ahead and remove all of the flooring in here. Remove all the flooring and then replace it. Or actually just remove it all. And I'll show you guys how to replace it in a second. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead real quick just because it's taking a second. But go ahead and pause the video and remove all the flooring. Okay, once you've removed all the flooring, guys, what you guys want to do is go around the entire perimeter of the house with these spruce planks. Just take spruce planks all the way around just like this. And we want to use these kind of, you know, like darker wood color just to make the house look a little bit more homey. You know, you don't want to make it look like you're living inside of a statue for the most part. You want to actually have some like real flooring. And then in the inner area, you're just going to get the oak planks and fill that in. Okay, once you have all the oak floor filled in, what you guys want to do now is add your ladder. So what you want to do for this is all you're simply going to do is come to these 2 middle blocks right here and his belts, and you're going to take this all the way down with the oak planks until you get to the bottom. And this is actually where we're going to start filling this area right here in. All you're going to do is on the side right here, go ahead and add 2 rows of the wood, and over here, same thing. And then you're going to take this all the way up to the top using the ladders. Just go ahead and get your ladder and take that all the way up until you get to the top. It's kind of a frustrating placing the ladder kind of in this area. And just take this all the way up to the top just like this. And then do the same thing on this side. Yeah, I think I missed some. Oh no, I didn't. Cool. Awesome. And once you've done that, you guys can decide whether you want to. I decided to go ahead and add some storage space right here for mine. We'll do the interior later. Let's just finish the actual bottom. Well, actually, we're actually done with the interior down here. Or as far as the flooring goes. Let's start adding the furniture, I guess. But come up here real quick. And go ahead and connect these 2 with the red wool on top. Except for the area where you have to get into, obviously, from the ladder. Okay, and now we're going to add the actual furniture, the downstairs, and we'll add some of the little stuff right here on the way up. And then we'll do the bedroom last. Okay, I got all my stuff out now, so we're going to get started. And what you guys need for this is chest, an anvil, an ender chest, a crafting table, a furnace, and some bookshelves. So what you're going to do is on the front door, make a little V shape in these corners of the bookshelves by doing this. So 1, 2, 3. Over here, same thing. 1, 2, 3. Then on the left side, you want to do a crafting table, or you can vice versa, whatever you want to do. You can do a furnace and a crafting table over here. And then come over into the back real quick. We're going to add back here 2 chests. Then you're going to do an anvil, an ender chest, then 2 chests, just like this. This is your downstairs. You can add furniture, remove it, or you can change it if you want to. I actually had a basement in mine in the other version, my original version. You just take it down and just remove as much as you want down there, really. You can make a whole world down there if you want to, actually, if you have the time for it. But I just removed the flooring and then took like this whole surface area down there 4 blocks deep, and then I just added some more storage space. So you can do that if you'd like. Let's get started on the upstairs now real quick. So on these little side pockets right here, what I did is I actually got some chests and just add those like this. And then I added them like 2 blocks above that, just to kind of give you some more extra storage space, that, just to give it, just why not, There's no real, why waste the space if you don't have to. And then you can just leave it like that, and then as you can get up here if you want to. You can actually reach like the 3rd or the 4th one actually. So you have all the space, Just like I said, just so you don't have to waste the space. You can change that if you'd like to as well. You can change anything in this house. If you want to make the whole Creeper Deadpool blue, go for it. So you can always do that. Okay, so let's do the upstairs now real quick. So for the upstairs, we're actually going to need some different stuff. We're going to need to do in the back right here, the back of the stair ladder area. We're actually going to remove the back of these 4 blocks right here, just like this, and add a window. And again, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I decided to do this for mine. I decided to add a window right here just because I think it looks nice. And I use the white stained glass to actually fill my windows in. But if you're on the mobile version, I know you guys don't have stained glass, I believe, yet. So go ahead and use just regular glass. I'm really not sure why they haven't given you guys stained glass yet. You guys have stained clay, I'm pretty sure. So I'm not sure why they don't give you this yet. But anyway, on the left side, you're going to do a crafting table, a furnace. You're going to do a ender chest, an anvil. And then you can do every one over here if you want to add a jukebox or something like that. I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Let me get it out real quick. I'm gonna get a jukebox, and then we'll also get a what's called a cauldron and some water too, just because why not, And we're just gonna go ahead and add a jukebox and a cauldron and fill with water. Then turning around, we're gonna get a bed out real quick, and I'll actually show you guys my my basement in the other version real quick, so you guys can see what it looks like if you want to. Okay, try and replicate it. Add your chest like this, and then we're actually done with the upstairs, guys. And if you guys want to, another option you guys can do that I did on mine, but you don't have to, is you can actually go ahead and add a window down here. The window down here I think kind of looks a little bit weird from the outside. That's why I'm leaving it as an option. Just go ahead and remove these blocks right here though, just like this, and you want to do it 3 high, just like that. And again, like, it kind of looks a little bit odd from the outside. That's why I'm saying, do it if you like it. If you don't, then leave it like that without that. So I'm gonna go ahead and add mine though real quick, just because I'm already here. And just go ahead and get your white stained glass, whatever kind of glass you want to use for it. I swear these are the most annoying blocks to place, besides stairs. Stairs are also really annoying to place. Alright, so once you have that done, it should look just like this. Okay, so that is actually it, guys. Pretty simple tutorial. It's actually not that hard. I would say some of the stuff's a little bit more difficult, like the guns and stuff, but for the most part, it's really easy. Let me go ahead and show you guys my basement real quick I was telling you guys about. It's like literally all I did was take this surf area and bring it down. And it has an extra bedroom and a lot of storage space. I didn't want to tutorial this because it's like really simple, actually. You're just going to have to look at it. And, it's just really simple. So I didn't want to do that. It would take a lot of time, too, for something so simple. So I just wanted to leave it out. But that is what I did. You guys can always copy that if you'd like. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you are new here, please subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. I build loads of crazy Minecraft houses all the time, and a lot of other crazy Minecraft stuff. So I definitely recommend you subscribe for that stuff and much more. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you could hit that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Adios. Hey guys, welcome to the outro. Thank you so much for making your on the right side of your screen. This is a recommended video. You can go click on that and now take the last video of my other channel where I show you guys the real life version of the mystery box from Call of Duty Zombies. Pretty awesome video, so definitely recommend check it out. I'll also be doing a setup video on my whole YouTube setup very soon over there on that channel, so definitely recommend check out the channel as a whole. And on the left side of your screen was this previous video. You can go ahead and click on that and now take the last video on this channel where I show you guys how to build Timmy Turner's house from the Fairly Odd Parents. Both those videos I highly recommend. If you're on the mobile app, you can get to both those videos by clicking the card button in the top right side of your screen, along with a bunch of other videos I recommend. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Adios.